No words can describe how shocked I am in the day of the 2nd of February 2025. I was just lying in my bed wasting my day, and then something big happened. It was over. Everyone knew this is the most shocking event in NBA history, and certainly the end of the Dallas Mavericks. Everything about it is simply stupid. The reasoning, defense wins championships, the endless meltdowns of the Mavericks front office in social media. For those that thought there's a light at the end of this, they'll find out soon enough how wrong they are. I mean, at the time, there is hope. There is a light at the end of this. Despite the asteroid level extinction this brought to the fan base, the team on paper is still very good. In fact, there are some who are delusional enough to think they will actually win the trade. Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are a good fit, and they have the supporting cast to help them win a lot of games. Need defense? There's the backcourt of Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. Need scoring? How about the second greatest shooter of all time, Klay Thompson? That, if healthy, is a playoff team. Sure, not good compared to the Thunder that year, but they're definitely gonna put up a fight. Or so we thought. Imagine my surprise when I saw the Mavericks being stomped by the Cavaliers on the first game after the trade. Sure, no one of significance is on the team. AD is injured at the time of the trade, and the rest of the supporting cast just rested. And the Cavs are a good team in their own right. But the fact that a respected playoff level team in the West got blown out by 40 points is ridiculous. And I want to emphasize to you the Eastern Conference is so bad that it's a meme compared to the West, which has the Lakers, the Spurs. Well, the Spurs are bad at the time, but the Thunder, the Warriors. So losing to an Eastern Conference team by 40 points is astonishing. That said, it's just one loss. Regardless of the implications, it ouch. 26 minutes in, Anthony Davis out. On his first game in his Mavericks career, he got injured. He won't return for a month. The return of the trade is now effectively out. The performance was good, and the Mavericks won that game, but they're now without their second best player. This is when everything really turned to hell for this team. Getting AD, who is already out, is dumb enough, but getting him isn't the only dumb thing Nico did in the deadline. You see, one player he decided to trade is a chap by the name of Quentin Grimes. A solid player, could give you 20 points sometimes. He traded him away in exchange for an older player in Caleb Martin. For a guy chanting defense wins championships, bringing in older guys seems to be counterproductive compared to just bringing in better defensive coaches. But that's not even the worst part. Caleb Martin just happened to be injured when he arrived in Dallas, just like Anthony Davis. Quentin, who went to Philadelphia, well, he isn't injured, and let's just say that he played well when he arrived in Philly. Replacing a young player with an old injured one is a massive insult to the younger player, and what you get is a massive return on investment for the team that traded for the younger player. Speaking of injuries, boy, did Dallas have a lot of it. Remember the time when I said, when healthy? Throw that in the trash because for the next 2 weeks, one of the worst injury spells in NBA history began. A spell so bad you'd believe they are cursed by this dumb decision. All of these players in the screen are out within a span of 2 weeks. Yes, less than a month. Half of the team gone due to just injuries. There's so many players and injuries in this picture, I can't even name all of them within a minute. And yet, that's not the worst part. The worst is still to come. And this is the moment that the Dallas Mavericks lost all hope. Kyrie Irving being hit with one of the worst injuries in sports definitely stung. It closed whatever hope Dallas had of making the playoffs. It's so over. Or was it over? Anthony Davis eventually came back to the team, and hope returned somewhat. Dallas ended the season 39-43, enough to get them the 10th seed and a spot in the play-in. That alone is astonishing as once Kyrie fell down with the ACL tear, the Mavericks looked like they are about to fall off the play-in race. That said, they still need to win 2 games to actually get in the playoffs, and in the first game against the Sacramento Kings, they did win, but in their second game versus the Grizzlies, they lost. But that's not the worst part. Them not being part of the playoffs barely is not the worst part of that defeat. You see, Anthony Davis in this play got injured again. This, sadly, is the most fitting end to this horrible season. A season where people predicted at worst a second round exit has ended with injuries, just as Nico deserved. And all this time, while I'm talking about a trade, I haven't mentioned a particular player so far this entire video. You might be wondering, what about Luka Doncic? What is he up to? Well, this is what Luka is up to. Yes, going out in the first round is concerning. Yes, they lost in embarrassing fashion. But it doesn't matter. They won. A lot. At first, he struggled against pitiful competition, even losing to the eventual worst record in the NBA, the Utah Jazz. But after he acclimated to the conditions, the Lakers began to win. To whom? Well, I'm glad you asked. The Lakers kryptonite Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, the eventual champions and a 6-8 win team OKC Thunder, and many more teams. The Lakers got better because of Luka. In a season where everyone predicted the Lakers are going to suffer because of the bad fit between LeBron and Luka Doncic, they managed to somehow snag the third seed, a playoff team with home court advantage. Even funnier, the Lakers team turned out to be one of the better defensive teams in the NBA that season. Of course, that didn't hold up in the playoffs, but the fact that Nico managed to torpedo his team and somehow all of the reasons he gave backfired on him is insane. It's surprising then that Nico continued to insult Luka not only on the way out, but even as he is already out and enjoying himself in LA. All the leaks of Luka being fat and all of that are pathetic, and the fact that the front office is so willing to disrespect Luka like he's some sort of team cancer is just mind blowing. These insults, in addition to said playoff loss, all of that would backfire at Nico in even more ridiculous ways. You would not believe how bad this turned out for him. But that's for way later. Before I leave, I want to throw this picture out of Nico Harrison. This is in the American Airlines Center, the home arena of the Dallas Mavericks. This is the team he's managing, and yet he's hiding in the corner with security. If you think all the hate is undeserved up until this moment, now you know why I disagree with that sentiment. See you next time.